Hey, y'all. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, Booba Sauce. It's your girl, Shay Renee, and I'm fresh off the wake up. What's the shout out to that? I was just shout out to that child. I said, well, baby, maybe I need to start boxing next. Let me find out I need to box. I said, let me find out I need to just box. Child, I didn't knock myself out. I said, I just didn't knock myself out. Oh, yeah. You know how you just, it's not funny, but I was eating. Child, I was eating. And then the next thing you know, you could just feel Fraser just, I said, you could just feel Fraser just going down. I said, you could just feel him going down. Okay. A Mary, like Mary J. But I tested or whatnot. But anyway, Booba Stars, it's your girl Shay Renee, and I want to welcome everybody back to my channel, back to a new show, back to a new episode. Period. Get up in here. Yeah. And hit the like button. Bring your like button with you. Period. Um, yeah. Now you can ring my bell. Yeah, hit your like button and turn your bell notifications on. You know, there's a off and then there's a on. Turn them on like Donkey Kong. Period, because you never want to miss a moment. I'm just saying. Yeah, I could be a little biased, but that's cool or whatnot. I'm just saying you never want to miss a moment. Miss Preston Girl, or whoever it is out there listening. Now listen, we just gonna get straight to it because I don't have time. Yeah, no, truth is, I ain't gonna have a lot of time. Y'all know I'm on vacation. Mm. So shout out to that. Make sure you scoot up, get comfortable, hit the like button. Now listen, so like I was saying, I went to sleep. Yeah, child, yeah. Went down, okay? Period. I was out. Mm-mm. I was out for the count. But that's expected, right? Oh, when you get up, right, early, then you're gonna go to bed early. It just is what it is. It's just the routine. I said that's just the M&F and routine. And so I woke up, okay, to Chrisean being viral and all of this, okay, about Miss Presser Girl. Anyway, shout out to her, shout out to that. Um, Now I will say this. I don't know. It just seems like an unnecessary interview. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense, but I'm gonna go ahead and make it make sense for um, you know, I'm just gonna go ahead and make it make sense. Okay, right quick. Period. So shout out to that. But like no, I feel like interviews should be like a peanut butter jelly sandwich. Yeah, it has to go together for real. Like what you got going on with the interview. Yeah, they need to go together for real. And like, I'm just trying to see what. Oh, I forgot. Never mind. I know Chrisean got something out. She got a little something out right now that she dropped. Yes. So okay, never mind then. Scratch that. hmm Yeah, no, like you when you write down ideas and it don't stick, so you ball up the paper. Yeah, try to toss that. That's gonna be fried out and tossed aside. Uh, but like anyway, so she's going viral, right? And the internet was having a time. They was having a time with her. And sometimes I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes the internet make me feel away, I would say sometimes, because I always, not always, but lots of times I find myself going against what they are saying, or y'all know me, I love giving people the benefit of the doubt. But does that make sense? It's either I love giving people the benefit of the doubt, one, or two, also, I think I see things differently than a lot of other people. So let's just get to it. So Chrisean does the interview, right? And in the interview, she addresses a message that she received from NLE Chopper. Okay. And in his message, he said that her baby had a disability. And when she responded to him, she said her response was, he doesn't have a disability. Okay. And she went on to say that, doctors can say certain stuff and whatnot, but she was just saying that, like, she doesn't say that, out of her mouth, period. Like, in other words, she pleads the blood of Jesus, okay, over her son, their situation. And this is my thing. Immediately what I heard was a blood wash believer. Okay, it just is what it is. Like, that's what I heard. I heard somebody that is like, hmm, it sounds like she doesn't sound delusional though, at all. She doesn't. And I'm gonna tell y'all why. Because to me, she sounds like a woman who is fighting her fight, right? Um, in a way that she chooses to. Does that make sense? Like, so, like, in other words, let's say somebody is going to court, okay, fighting court cases. And, after court, people are saying, well, how did everything go? What is your lawyer saying? Well, my lawyer said blah, 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 blah. But, God is going to work it out. Overall, God has the final say. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really worried about this, and the third, because I'm not really concerned with all of this, you know, what God, what man say, you know what I'm saying? I'm more concerned what God is saying. Yeah, they say I might get da 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 da, but I'm waiting to see what God gonna say. You know, like to me, it's no different than what Christian said. You know what I'm saying? To me, all I heard her say was, I'm not labeling my baby for nobody. Not you, not her, not him, not the doctor, not nobody on earth. He's just Christian. You know, um, like that's what I heard, and I just feel like that's what I got from it. Now I will say this: I just feel like in life, when you don't do things the way people think you should, you're criticized. Period. You know, we gotta know. You know what I'm saying? And that's just life. And the thing is, listen, it's a song that say, I only got one life to live. That's why when mama don't know, when mama don't see, her son was raised up in a society. Come on, somebody. I said, come on. And child, y'all know I keep a song tucked. Yeah. But now, truth is, when I start, I didn't forgot the lyrics. I just didn't forgot the words. But period, y'all get the point. Mm. Okay, well then, go and drop in the comments. Let me know. The point is, y'all listening? Yeah, y'all know I like to leave y'all hanging. I say y'all, I just like to leave y'all hanging there, there, but period. Let me just say this. The point is, like, listen, we all got one life to live, right? And if I walk the way y'all want me to, if I talk the way y'all want me to, if I did everything the way other people wanted me to do, well, damn it, whose life is it for real? You see where I'm going with this? Yeah. I said, yeah. You know? And it is what it is. And then I'll take it a step further. Yeah, I said, I'm going to take it a step further because y'all know that's what I do. In the same interview, she said that her baby is in therapy. She said he's in therapy. Okay? She said she feels like he's going and growing and glowing at his own pace. But she chooses not to as a mother. Um, One, not only label her son disabled, she also said that she chooses not to share everything. Yeah, now y'all heard that? Everything with the internet. It just is what it is. Now who gonna now I needed the clip of Sheree saying, now who gonna pop me, boo? Now who gonna pop me, boo? You know, it is what it is. Move on. Like, ugh, you know, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Let me tell you something though. I'm not picking sides, and I'm not seeing this from a biased standpoint because at the end of the day, okay, I get everyone's concerns. I get them 100%. Okay, but at the end of the day, people have to understand and they have to realize that like life is for the living. Shit. Yeah, truth is. And like people are not remote control cars, okay? So in other words, you ain't gonna be able to control nothing, Miss Preston girl. Like, yeah. Like, and I take it a step further. For those of us who have kids, come on now. Come on. I mean, you should have realized that being a parent. you you think you finna run some shit and your kids be, and you're not. They be the first to tell you, I don't care what nobody say. I don't care. And them kids gonna humble you every time. Yeah, I don't care. The kids gonna humble you every time, okay? Mm-hmm. Jude is. But like, no, for real. Uh, it's funny. Even I do it. Even I do it sometimes, but it's so funny that like, um, as a people, when we just see things. Listen, I think we do things a certain way, and we just feel like, okay, that's the right way. That's the right way, you know? Child, no, who am I? I'm no storyteller. But like that's what I get from it. I get that like people are upset with her because she's not doing what they think she should do. She's not doing what they want her to do. You know, and I'm glad that I'm able to not be a part of that and not, uh, truth is, I don't want to be a part of that. I don't. I wanna pray, because I'm a woman of God. Period. So we gonna pray. Listen, we gonna pray for sure. Hit the like button. Um, and that's that. Honestly, you know, it just is what it is. Now I'm a pray, and you know, I'm gonna say what I want to say too, though. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, y'all know that I'm gonna talk that talk. We gonna talk that talk. But at the end of the day, I just feel like as long as she's getting her baby the help he needs, hey, do it how you want to do it, Miss Press Girl. It just is what it is. As long as she is taking care of her baby. Let me just put it like that. Yeah, because taking care of him means taking care of him. Then that's enough for me. It just is what it is. And I take it a step further because y'all know I love to do that. I told y'all off the rip, if I was Chrisean, I wouldn't even share my baby with the internet. I wouldn't. No, it just is what it is. Just like Beyonce don't share her son like that. I know that's right. You too. you know, like it just is what it is. But anyway, y'all, yeah. I said, yeah. That's how I feel about it. Truth is, it is what it is. Like I just heard something different. Does that make sense? I just heard something a little different from everybody else. It just is what it is. And then that's another thing too. I like to give Chrisean grace. I do. I like to give her the grace that I don't see other people giving. It just is what it is. I sure do. Hey, yeah, I sure do. You know why? Because we're all human. We're all human. And I feel like all humans make mistakes. I just feel like nobody is perfect. Not it's not one perfect person. It's not. So the older I get, I choose to give people grace, and the older I get, I try to be less judgmental. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Yeah, no, truth is, you know, because I feel like people are gonna do things. People are going to do things and people are going to make mistakes. And I feel like, everybody, like, how can I put it? I feel like we all were allowed to make our mistakes. Does that make sense? Like, I was allowed to make my mistakes as a parent. Most of us were allowed to make mistakes as a parent. But why not Chrisean? Because what she did, because what she allegedly did, I don't know, baby. I can tell you right now, I don't have a jail cell or a hell to throw her in. I don't. Um, yeah, no, truth is, and that's how I look at that. And I take it a step further. I just don't believe in kicking people while they down either. Does that make sense? Yeah, no. It's just something about that. It's something about that. Not to mention, like, it's weird. I don't know. It for me, it gives weird energy, you know, because everybody is out here trying to live, and Chrisean got enough going on, right? I mean, that's just the vibe that I get. That's just the vibe that I get. She got enough going on. So if she got enough going on, right, and she trying to balance everything that she got going on, why would I then run behind her every day and you bad mother, you bad mother, you did this and you did that to your baby? Like, I wish in the fuck I would. I don't have that type of energy. That shit is dark. That is just dark, you know? And I'm not a part of that. I'm just not a part of that crowd. you know, truth is, I just choose to not be a part of that crowd. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Yeah, no, I'm like, girl, take care of your business. It is what it is. Um, take care of your business. Live your life. Like keep going. You're not the only person that didn't made a mistake. You're not the only person that didn't made poor choices. Regardless of whatever. You know, it just is what it is. I just choose to give the young lady grace. Okay, or whatnot. It just is what it is. That's how I feel about it. So anyway, I saw her comment is different. I was like, what's wrong? What's wrong with that? Because we live in a society today, okay, where people are calling, and I hate to say this, but this is the truth. We live in a society today where you can really get away with so much. Like that white lady, that YT lady that was caught acting black, man, she almost got away with that. Yeah. Truth is she almost got away with that. You got this one being this and this one being that and hell, Barilla. You feel me? Like Barilla is proof. that like it's just like what is a label, for real? What is a label? What is that? And I'll take it a step further. I like being different things. My favorite thing is being a child of God though. Yeah, no, the truth is like that does it for me. That's my favorite. Absolute fave. And yeah, no, it is what it is. Nothing in this world excites me, more than God. It just is what it is. Nothing. I like nothing. It's you like listen. Some things can come close, but come on now. Mm-mm. Mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. Cause I don't know nothing no better. If that makes it, nothing is better to me. Absolutely nothing. You know. God brings feelings that man just can't compare. You know. So I love you, Jesus. Thank you for everything that you do. You're amazing. You're amazing. And I know that I'm nothing without you, but with you, I'm everything. So shout out to that. Listen, let me tell y'all something. Uh, it just is what it is. I just feel like everybody is going to be judged. Everybody is going to be critiqued. Everybody is going to be hated on. Everybody is going to be loved. Everybody is going to be uplifted. Um, it, and listen, I don't know who need to hear this, but that's the truth. Okay? That's the truth. Cause you gotta understand, life is a balancing act. Period. You have to learn how to juggle, baby. Okay? That's what I'm starting to realize. Yeah, that's crazy. I know it took me that long. I know it's crazy. It took me that long, but I'm coming around the mountain. So shout out to that. But like, no, it's a balancing act. You got to be ready for the BS. Because it's coming. It is what it is. Child, just like the damn mail being delivered. It's coming, but you got to just be, I'm not gonna say ready, but you gotta be able to balance it. And but when you think about it, when you really, really, really think about it, in one way, shape, form, or another, no matter how big, how small, we all experience, good. We do. Sometimes we can go through so much bad stuff where it's hard. It feels like the good things are buried. It can feel that way. But I promise you, if you just look at it and you just think about it, there's a balance. There's absolutely a balance. If you just go back, you know, you can find a lot of good things that happen to you in the midst. Okay. So anyway, y'all, I just choose to give Chrisean grace, and then not only that, I heard something different from what some people might have heard. I didn't hear her say I'm in denial and I'm neglecting him. He gonna be all right. I didn't hear that. I heard her saying, listen, his name is Chrisean, and I don't call him nothing else. Period. Because I tell my kids that all the time. Mm, the truth is, don't call him that. His name is, you understand? Period. Because it just is what it is. So I heard her say, I pray over him. Okay. He good. Worry no more. Y'all don't worry about my baby. Period. He good. You know, like I got him. I'm still learning. I'm still learning. You know what I'm saying? I'm still learning how to be a mother. I'm still learning how to be a woman. Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. She's a woman too. Hell, she's still learning how to be that outside of motherhood, on top of motherhood. Child. But folks don't want to talk about that though. Yeah, no, they don't want to talk about that. Life is hard. It is. And I just feel like every now and then, people be going off on Otis. But hey, 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 it ain't Otis' fault. Listen, it ain't Otis' fault that he can't work it like you, David. You know, just do your thing. But like, I don't know. I just don't get no I don't know. It's just something about that. I don't really get a lot from that, if that makes sense. I don't know what people get out of that. But it is what it is. I get it. I get it. I get it. We want people to do what they want, what we want them to do, how we be wanting to do it sometimes. But I kind of didn't got up out of that. Yeah, no, truth is, I cannot and will not. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, even me, I be like, listen, y'all need to quit dating publicly. If y'all ain't in a relationship, then, ooh, why does everybody gotta know you know the hanging? Like, that's really how I feel. And those are some strong, strong feelings toward that situation. But, like, these girls, they be doing it, it is what it is. I be like, like, we'll see how it goes. And when it don't go right, I just be like, well, I told you. I told if it when it do go right, it's like, well, hey, look at Miss Preston, girl, gone, girl. You know, Child, it just is what it is. Either way, it just, I don't know. I can't explain it, but yeah. But I tell y'all all the time, if I was Christian, which I'm not, you know what I'm saying? But if I was Christian or anybody in Christian's situation, I would starve the internet when it came to my child. It just is what it is. Yeah, nah, I would get my Holly Bailey on, okay, ASAP. Uh, my dream dog. And some of these other folks who keep their children off the line because I just feel like online isn't for children anyway, if I'm being real. Mm, mm. Now it's one thing when your kids how can I put it? Like if they wanna be, kind of like Bow Wow them daughter. She seemingly wants to be online. Then you have a lot of kids who don't. They don't want to be online. They don't want to be attached to it. They don't want to be. And for me, you know, as a parent, you know, um, I just choose not to share my children. Like that don't make no sense to me. No, it don't. It don't. It don't. It don't. Because we already get attacked. We do. Us on the internet. Period. So then why like put your family too? Like that don't make a lot of sense to me. You know? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I can't explain it. But yeah, I wouldn't have my baby on the internet anyway. You know, let's talk about it. So that's that. Anyway. Now Blueface Blueface. He has been I think Blueface, you know, this fight humbled him. I think he's been chilling. Um, and I don't know. You know, I think he's still in Miami right now. I could be wrong, but he seems like he's still out of town. Now I will say this. I know he be streaming. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Scoot up, yeah, get comfortable, hit the like button. I know Blueface be streaming. Um, you wanna know my thoughts on a Libra? On Libras? Oh, cool. Really cool people. Really cool people. But no nonsense. They can be cool, but I'll give you free tickets to Spain. Yeah, they'll give you free tickets to Spain. The absolute second. Okay. So shout out to that. But I like Libras. I love Libras. They are I don't know. I just like them. They a vibe to me. I like Libras. You know, one thing about a Libra, um, they are really, into themselves. I would say, you know, like, oh yeah, I'm expressing her into themselves, into their everything, from the rooter to the tutor. So yeah, shout out to them and shout out to that. You know, like one thing about a Libra, they're gonna be really put together. I would say. So anyway, and I can go on and on and on and on because I close. I have some Libras that I was close into proximity with, and still is to this day. So yeah, I can go on and 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 on. But anyway, back to Blueface. Child. Y'all make sure I hit the like button too. So Blueface, shout out to him. I listen, y'all. I had a chance to rewatch that fight, like I told y'all. And oh shoot, hold on. So I told y'all I had a chance to rewatch the fight, and once I rewatched the fight, I was like, uh, Yeah, no. Well, first of all, I don't even remember what I said the first time because, I don't remember just necessarily being convinced that Blueface had lost like that. But after I rewatched the fight, I damn sure was no longer convinced. That man, he did really good. He did. He did really good. And like when he stopped doing really good, old boy made it count. But I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. That man did good and one he won one round to me. He had one good round. But overall, I think he had strategy that Blueface didn't have. You know what I'm saying? Blueface didn't have no strategy. Talking about he wanted to go 6 rounds. It was supposed to be a 3-round fight, but he wanted to go 6 rounds with the dude. Cause I think he thought he was gonna tire him out. Child ended up being the other way around. Blueface got tired. And I think what a lot of people is saying is right. What a lot of people is saying is right. Blueface did good, but he seemingly wasn't in shape like that. He seemingly didn't take it serious enough. I think he thought anything that Aiden Ross had over there, he was just gonna run through. Which I don't know. Probably should have stuck to the 3-round thing. But even if he would have did the 3-round thing, it was still a lot of stuff that he was gonna have to do. Because I just felt like if the fight would have been 3 rounds, that boy Shaw would have been swinging more of that big stuff that he liked to swing. That's another thing too. That was a big old man that Blueface fought. No excuses. But the judges who judged that fight, they judged it weirdly to me. They did, But I do think that, like, with anything else in life, that was a learning lesson. You see what I'm saying? I feel like Blueface learned stuff from that fight that he couldn't have learned nowhere else. He just had to go through it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, like, that's why I have a philosophy that, like, life is one of the best teachers because it is. It is. Like, life can teach you things that, mama and daddy and professors and stuff like that just can't. It just is what it is. Yeah, nah, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Sometimes it's just an experience. People can tell you, tell you, tell you, tell you, tell you. It's kind of like, what I'm saying, motherhood. You can read all the books you want. You can get all the advice you want. You not gonna know what it's like being a mother and bringing that tiny, tiny little baby home with that fine, fine, soft hair and this softest of the skin and this tiny little body that has everything your body has, but it's so small. Nobody can show you how to care for that. Like, that's something that you learn on your own. Period. It's not enough preparing in the world. It's not. And you can, yes, there will be things, tools that you can use that can help you. But some stuff, like, even you can hear a mother tell you her story and it still not really be that much help. Because you might be experiencing some of the things that she never experienced with her child. It's just it's some things you can't, like, nothing can give you nothing can help you know how to do it but doing it. You know what I'm saying? Period. Nothing. Not no test, not no advice, none of that. Some stuff you just gotta find out for yourself. And trust me, Blueface effed around and found out. Yeah, I say he just effed around and found out. And I can't wait to hear from him. But I will say this. Hopefully, he's smart and he get him some interviews. Yeah, nah, truth is, he gonna need to get him some interviews going, because, you know, it just is what it is. Now is the time to get an interview. Shoot, I hope he don't go back on his, cause y'all know he be streaming. Like, if I was him, I would not go back over there immediately running my mouth about nothing. Y'all hit the like button. I'll be like, like I talk about it, but not like, I save my real feelings and stuff like that for an interview, because Blueface should be, um, he should be doing interviews about this big moment, you know what I'm saying, for him. But I will say, he seems a little different now. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit. Seems like he might have humbled him a little bit, which is good. It's good. It is what it is. It's good. Um, like every experience that I ever went through that was humbling, I hated it. I don't even give me the lie. Truth is, I did. I hated it. Um, but once I came out of the storm, you know, I was able to see how it humbled me. Shoot, if that makes sense. Um, and I don't know. It's just something about being humble. That's a vibe too, if that makes sense. Yeah, no, truth is, like, that's kind of hard to explain. Yeah, nah, truth is, that's kind of hard to explain, y'all. I don't even really know how to put that into words, but um, I don't know. I've gone through some experiences though that have definitely, like like I said, made me to me, when you are humbled by stuff, you just to be humbled, um it makes you better. I can't explain it. It's just, it does. It makes you better in a way. Like I said, even though it doesn't feel good though. It doesn't feel good. When you're going through whatever you're going through that humbles you. It doesn't feel good. But like the learning experience from it, you know. Um I don't know, it just does something to you. It does. And I don't know, I just see something different in Blueface right now. I can't even explain it. Like people were saying, he embarrassed. Some people were saying, this is what other people were saying, not me, but some people were saying that he was embarrassed the night of the fight because they were saying he ain't even really looking, you know what I'm saying, at the screen like that. And I don't know, maybe he was a little bit, but um, personally, I feel like he gonna be okay. You know, I just think that it was like I just said, I feel like it was a learning experience for him. Shoot, he needed to learn. It is what it is. He needed to learn it. Shoot, like, in other words, man, get your ass out of there playing, with these people's sport. Like, you playing. It is what it is. And it's kind of like I told y'all on whatever episode I told y'all when I said, um, I just find it weird how everybody just all of a sudden, I want to box. I could box. I'm boxing. I got a match. You know, for the boxers, I think they probably feel, some of them probably like it, some of them probably don't. Period. You know that. And for the ones who don't, I could see why they don't, because it's like everybody playing with the sport. But how many people do you see go, I'm finna go play basketball? you know, I'm finna go play in the do the NFL. Like, I can't explain it. Like, how many people, like, when do we see Aiden Ross putting on basketball events? NFL events, like matches, you know? Um, that's the only thing. But like, yeah, no, that boxing stuff, mm-mm. And that's one thing that I do gotta give the boy who fought Blueface, Shoot. He really wanna box. He really wanna box. So he wasn't playing with Blueface. He really wanted to make a name for himself off of Blueface. As he should have. But at the end of the day, I don't care. Blueface exposed him too. He better get his shit together. Because if he think he finna just power punch his way into every victory, now he got another thing coming. Because it's going to be somebody, just like Blueface though, who got a better game on him. And they going to whip his ass. Yeah, no, truth is. Because if Blueface would have let his hands go way more, he would have whooped his ass. I think Blueface didn't have no strategy. His ass need a better trainer, too. Yeah, no, truth is. That shit is half the person, half the trainer. You got to be able to listen to what your trainer's saying. Your trainer is supposed to lead you into a victory. I don't know how Blueface boxing skills is, because I really never watched him box. But that shit he was doing, ain't it? You can't keep throwing power punches only. You got to use your jab as a boxer. As a boxer, you don't have to. But to me, you need to. You know what I'm saying? I only seen one boxer that don't use a jab, and that was Canelo. And like I said, I didn't even realize he didn't use no jab till I seen him fighting Bud. I was like, what is this? But the average boxer is going to need to get your jab out there. Like, that's how you keep them up off you, period. You let that work for you. Blueface long, lanky ass was supposed to be throwing that. Big boy. That big boy. Man, he's supposed to be throwing that shit at the Kool-Aid man. Fuck wrong with him. And so, he wasn't doing it. I said he just was straight. Straight. He's supposed to be coming with that hoe. Oh, he's supposed to be coming with it down the middle. Straight down the middle. Pop. 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 I bet you Chrisean ain't gonna not be jabbing. I bet you Chrisean ain't gonna not be jabbing. So shout out to that. I bet you. So that's one thing Where was your goddamn jab all night? Shit. Had you would had you would have used your jab, we right. Had you would have used your jab, Johnny, we might would have been able to yell bravo. Shit. You know, he needed a jab with his power punches and he would have did way better. He was fighting like the other dude. You can't do that. You can't fight like the other dude. You gotta have your own game on you. My show's executive producer was like, he should have had DDG in his corner. I said, you're damn right. The fuck? But no, Aiden Ross was smart. He had DDG up there, but DDG ain't, he not one of them. But for a second, DDG went up there and was up there, you know what I'm saying, sitting up there commentating with them. But nah, DDG ain't one of them, you know. He got from up there quick. Yeah, quick, fast, and in a hurry. I feel like you don't have to pay DDG for his appearance like that. And he probably did get paid still, but still. He wasn't, you know, he not one of them. He wasn't finna sit up there all night with them. But he should have been in he should have been in Blueface corner. Yeah, nah, truth is. Hmm. But overall, Blueface did good, but he could have did great, and we all know that. It is what it is. But shout out to him for getting his feet wet. I do think I think he is gonna be a little different when he get back. I think he will be a damn fool not to get him some interviews, okay? Off of this, you know, we want to hear from him. We want to hear, you know, for real, like for real, after everything that's settled down, how you feel. How you feel, you know. Moving forward, are you gonna keep boxing? Are you gonna fight Swaggy P? What do you think about that little video Swaggy P put up? You know, all of that. He'll be a damn fool not to capitalize off of that. Nah, he should have wore him out, baby. He should have wore him out like a tire. Period. Yeah, nah, he's supposed to got his wear out. But it just is what it is. Lesson learned, you know? You live and you learn. It is what it is. Shout out to Blueface though, who he got out there, did that. Can't take that back. Um it was funny too. I seen Keyshawn there, and Keyshawn was talking to the man who won, and the man who won was saying, this, and that, and Keyshawn was talking about he gonna get him back for Blueface because he told about they gonna basically he said let's work. He said he'll spar with him. I'm like, oh Lord, but yeah, overall, Blueface, he did alright. It is what it is. He didn't do nothing like he didn't do bad where he like he need to be hiding or embarrassed or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? In fact, it's so many people who feel like, oh boy didn't do nothing, and I do. I'm one of them. I feel like he didn't do enough to win that fight. He didn't. So Aiden saying he don't have no pool is just, I don't know. You know, it's just kind of unbelievable. One, and then two, somebody said that like in Florida, like I cannot remember what they said, but it seemed like they were saying like they kind of trash when it comes to judging fights or something. And I will say this, well, don't nobody need to be boxing down there then, because, you know, I don't know, that ish was kind of weird, For real, that ish was kind of weird. But like, yeah, Blueface let old boy start picking it up in the last round. That's crazy. He got caught, like the old boy got him one good flush shot that I remember for sure. Maybe even two. And they came in them ending rounds. Shit was crazy. And then I seen somewhere where Clarissa was saying, she felt like old boy won. I was like, well, damn. But I don't know how I feel about that, cause yeah, I do like I value boxers' opinions when they giving their opinions on boxing. I do. But at the same time, I like I feel like their opinion ain't the end all be all, Shit. Because in other words, I don't agree with Clarissa. It just is what it is. I don't agree with Clarissa. You know, I think our boy did good. I think that now I will say this. I think that he showed that he was a better boxer. You know, sure. He looked more experienced, as he should. He wasn't supposed to let Blueface come in there and look nothing better than him. That would have been weird. When the fight was over, he was saying and he was stressing that like that's his thing. He be boxing. He not doing it part time. He not doing it for fun. He not doing it for a little extra money. And it seemed like he kind of wanted to punish Blueface for thinking, that he could, like for thinking he was finna run through his game or something. Now, one thing that Clarissa did say that I agree with, she basically said that these folks need to start getting them some more training. Sure. She said she think they should be training for 6 months. Now, I mean, I don't know. I, I mean, I agree. I ain't gonna lie. I kind of agree with that. Now I am gonna use her, opinion as a boxer to lean on, cause 6 months sound really, really long. But at the end of the day, I do feel like you need to be in shape at least. Like for instance, this is a good example. Gunna. You know what I'm saying? Gunna is in shape. Gunna is healthy. Gunna work out year around. Okay? So 6 months of training for a fight, Gunna should be good. Like real good. But somebody that don't work out at all, yeah, I agree with her. They gonna need that whole 6 months. That's what I'm finna say. Maybe Gunna can probably get away with doing it like in 3 or 4, but I don't know. I just feel like I agree with Clarissa, period, um because I do think that it's so much to learn. That's another thing. I think these people are being very disrespectful to the sport because these people be doing this stuff when they kids from when they babies. Like Money Yaya's son. Hold on, y'all. Hold on real quick, y'all. Yeah, I'm back. But like now, I kind of agree with Clarissa because truth is, you know, if Blueface would have been more athletic, the type of guy who like if he would have been like Gunna, I know I hate I hate to use Gunna as an example, but it is what it is. Like that's who we got out of the hip hop community. Shoot, somebody that's healthy and clearly works out all the time. Um, If he would have been more like Gunner and had 6 months of training, man, he would have put something on that boy head. Bottom line, he would have. That's why I said, he kind of exposed the old boy as a fighter. He got a lot of work to do, boy. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how many people are saying you really didn't win that fight. You know. But I do agree with Clarissa Shields as far as like people do. They need to start taking and I don't care if it's just for a little bit of money. You know what I'm saying? I do. I think they need to start taking it more serious if they gonna do it for real. And Blueface included, especially Blueface because, I don't know. I don't know how good that looks for his brand, you know. But then on one end, I feel like it's not the worst thing, if he wanted to box on the side. But I don't think constantly losing gonna be it though. But, it is what it is. Again, we only got one life to live. And back in the game, no, I don't think they would have wanted you to be a rapper and a streamer and a boxer too, but we living in some different days, different times. This ain't back in the game, and I don't feel like Blueface is tied to no label like that. So shout out to that and shout out to him. But at the same time, Blueface is a businessman. He is. He talk about it all the time. He talk about how he want to be a manager to other people and stuff like that. So with that being said, you know, I just feel like he gotta, well, how am I look? I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to. He just gotta figure out his brand. You know what I'm saying? Like branding wise, what he want to do. I mean, right now, right now it seemed all right. At first, when he first lost, I was like, man, I don't know if he want to keep doing that. I don't know if he want to tank his brand like that. I said maybe he should be doing celebrity boxing, But then when I thought about it, it ain't that bad of a thing. If he wanna box in January and then, um, you know, show up to a concert in February because he got a call from Cardi B to come perform, you know, it just is what it is. I guess I don't really see a lot of harm in that. But I know one thing, if he gonna be fighting these, like people that don't have a name, so to speak, um, he gotta be whooping him. It just is what it is. He gotta be whooping him. Uh, I don't know. But personally, I think it don't really make a lot of sense. I mean, how could I put it? I don't know. I just think he got a lot going on. Does that make sense? Like, I mean, I don't know. Personally, I think he got a lot going on. I think it's kind of messy a little bit for his brand, but you know, he's it's not too off brand, for him if that makes sense. Because Blueface is athletic. He athletic. He do the sports thing. He like the sports thing. Um, so that's that. But like we know that about DDG too. Like DDG like the box and stuff too, but I don't know. He not uh see what I'm saying? Like he ain't doing all of that right now. He ain't but that don't mean he won't. And then that's another thing too. Like, South Walker be acting like he'll get in the ring, and stuff. So I don't know. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about it. Is it like what? Is it weird? Like, because I take it a step further. I think Chrisean, like, you know, I think she's another one that like she might have to make a decision. Like, is she a gospel artist slash boxer, or is she? Did she used to do music, but now she box? Like I don't know. I don't know, but I will say this: we living in a day and time where people are exploring. They are. They're exploring different things, and I tell content creators to explore. Get out there. You know, um, just play around with stuff. See what you like. See what you don't like. It is what it is. Um, just just so you won't be in a box, if that makes sense. Because you can start out vlogging and end up doing celebrity gossip and love it. Or you can end up doing celebrity gossip and get into vlogging and love it. Or you can end up making your own documentaries. Or, like it's so many different avenues. You can um, get into more of the educational side, the how to's and, how to build your channel. Like, it's just so much stuff for all of us to explore. So, I mean, I preach that all the time as far as like YouTube and content creating goes. So, I don't know. I guess I said all that to say that maybe, it's nothing wrong with people in Hollywood exploring a little bit. But like I said, it can get a little messy, but I think for Blueface it's okay. Does that make sense? I think for Blueface it's okay. I think for a lot of people it's okay, but for some people it will be weird. You know, for some people it just would be weird. Like Lil Baby. Remember who was that academics that was trying to box Lil Baby? Lil Baby threw a wild, crazy number out there because, like, yeah, Lil Baby don't look like, that's his thing at all. Kevin Hart. For Kevin Hart to come out boxing right now, it would look crazy as hell. We'd be like, what? Um, Fat Joe, Jada Kiss, the list can go on and on and on. But somebody like Moneybag would be like, no, okay, you know, he can do that. Brand wise to me. Finesse is another one to me that could do that. Brand wise if he wanted to. Um, YK Osiris, whatever his name is, he could do it too. But yeah, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think about Blueface and if he lost, if y'all think he really lost, he didn't really lose. Y'all think they stole the fight. Do y'all think y'all noticed some difference in him? Is he different now? I think he a little different now. But only time will tell, cause sometimes people only be different for a little while. Like it was so hard to explain. But have you ever seen somebody come out of jail? Shoot, they so different at first, and then you start seeing all of that slow. It's not funny, but sometimes, and it's not all the time either, but sometimes you'll see how, you know what I'm saying, it'll start wearing off. Like, shoot, sometimes in jail they'll be working out. They'll form a little workout routine. They'll come home and stop doing it. Whatever. They come home sober, then they'll start getting back on it, getting back on stuff. It just, child, it is what it is. But I do think that this experience, child, y'all put some scooters in the chat. Drop some scooters in the chat, because somebody is lost. Yes, baby, we got somebody lost in the chat this morning. Hold on, y'all. Oh, my bad, y'all. Ah, my bad. So anyway, go baby, 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 baby. Oh man. Oh, Blueface, he had to take his little L though. He took y'all, man. He gonna be all right. Blueface is tough. So shout out to that. He gonna be all right. He tough. But I know one thing. He to do right. Okay, it just is what it is. He to do right by his baby. And Carlessa. Girl, Carlessa need to put the shut to the up when it comes to Junior. I mean Chrisean, I would. And when I say Chrisean, I mean the baby. You know, Carlessa just, she don't have no type of. Does that make sense? Like, she just don't. Like, how? How? I told y'all, like, it makes no sense. Carlessa shit, like, wow. Whatever. Whatever, y'all. See, I see what be going on with Carlessa. Carlessa just, she thinks she like you and I. You know what I'm saying? She thinks she can speak on anything she want to speak on when it comes to her family. And girl, you just can't. You know, she can't. Some stuff she gotta stay out of. Some stuff she can't put her mouth on, her lips on, her opinions on in public. And that's what Carlissa has to learn, y'all. I see that now. I see what's wrong with her. Another thing, things could be going good, great, fine, and dandy. The minute she hears something she don't like that they said about her son, she going off. Yeah, nah, just like somebody that ain't paid the light bill, child, it's off, okay? She's going off, baby. Mm-hmm. It just is what it is, because I was listening to Jade and Alexis talk about, how she felt about Blueface losing. And she was just basically saying if he would have been more focused on that and not BS, he probably would have did better, right? And Carlos is talking about, oh Lord, I thought it was somebody else doing the hoodoo, voodoo, schmoodoo. Is it you, And I'm like, oh Lord, Carlissa do not care. She just don't care. She don't care. She don't care. She don't care that her and Jada and Alexis in a good spot. She don't care that, she get her grandkids to see her grandkids all the time, She'll erase all of that at the blink of an eye if Jada say something she don't like about Blueface child. And it's just like, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. That's not how this work. That's not how it's supposed to work. You supposed to know when to hush, ma'am. You know? It's kind of like I was saying with Boosie and Kodak Black. Carlissa don't know when to confide in, you know, her people at home. She always bring her personal, you know, feelings and stuff like that to the internet. Because even when Chrisean had this interview just now, Carlissa put her 2 cents in. She absolutely did. Did. Publicly. Why? Instead of just letting it rock. Like, no pun intended. She should have just let that rock, you know? She could have. Child. She need a group chat. You know what I'm saying? She need a group chat. Cause let's need to learn how to get behind the scenes with it. Then she wonder why ain't nobody calling her for no interview. Why Carlissa ain't get no interview? That's not funny. I need to call Carlissa. I want to hear from Carlissa. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I do. I don't know what the hell I want to hear, but something. If she stay out these comments. Sure. And then be in the comments don't even really be talking about nothing like that. I ain't be talking about nothing like that. Like this girl said her baby don't have no disability. She can't say that without you coming over the top talking about he do or whatever Carlissa said. Child, Carlissa is she is about a damn lot. I said, Carlissa is a lot. And I ain't never seen somebody want to be attached so damn bad. Oh, Lord. It's sad. It's really sad to see, you know. But, hey, it's one of those things, you know. It's one of those things where I guess, like, she gonna do her, you know. It is what it is. She gonna do her, y'all. Um, I guess until she really see, you know, where she going wrong and it's not working. You know, she gonna do her. People be saying, you know, when people be saying that weird stuff about her wanting to be with Blueface and all of that, that's so weird to me. I don't think like that. I don't talk like that. And I don't even believe no crazy shit like that. I honestly just think, for real, if I'm being real, I honestly just think out of a lot of the internet mothers, Carlissa is one who wanted fame really bad. You know, if that makes sense. You know, it just, you understand? Like, do y'all you feeling me? I just, you know, like, for instance, all the other ones, it seems just like, okay, this is where we at with it now. Yeah, you know, type ish. Even the ones who use it, you know, the Tokyos, Mama D, NBA Young Boy's mother. Does that make sense? Like, it's like all of them, you know, now outside of Tokyo, because Tokyo did used to, you know, Tokyo Tony used to drive like a hair store. She used to wig out sometimes, you know. The truth is, but she didn't came around the mountain. Now Tokyo did. She used to do the most sometimes, but even still, I don't really recall her being like Carlissa. But out of all, you know, I mean, even Jim Jones' mama, Who else is a celebrity mama like that? It's just so many of them, but it ain't that many of them for real. You know what I'm saying? Because they be chilling. Lyrica, big lyrica. Like they be chilling. I can't explain it. It's just like they be chilling. What more can I say? Mm, mm, But no, Carlessa is different. Like, yeah, nah, hell nah. She different, like 2 Chainz said. She be, I can't explain it, but she seems so eager to have fame, you know, um, have clout, you know, all of that. She just seems like, I don't know. I can't explain it. It's so hard to explain, but his mama just seemed like a pick me, like look at me. I always got something to say. Look at me. When other people mama just seem to be just living, just regular, like regular life, almost like it didn't choose me, like, no, I didn't choose it, it chose me, but it is what it is. I welcome it, I guess, I'm just here, you know what I'm saying? Versus Qualissa. Does that make sense? Qualissa seems to be having the funkiest good time um in Hollywood, I guess, so to speak. Um, and it's almost like she can't believe that they're there. And I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying from what an outside's perspective, mine, okay, period, has been of Carlissa, and that's what it is. She seems like a parent who is really excited, about um, their new life, their new situation, their new um, journey, so to speak. And, it is what it is. So, with that being said, she be here, there, everywhere, kind of like your girl Shay Renee. But it just, I don't know. It's a lot. It is. It's a lot. And it's one thing to do that with Blueface. But it's another to do that with, these grandkids' mothers. Like, she got to chill on that. She got to me, she don't got to. But to me, it wouldn't be too bad of an idea for her to tear a page out of NBA Youngboy's mother's book, You see how Sharonda is. For the most part, she don't really say nothing until it's really time for her to say something to these baby mamas. Other than that, she just let them do them. In fact, Sharonda seemingly don't care until they start talking about her. Now, don't talk about me now. Now I will say this about NBA YoungBoy Mama though. Just recently she said that she doesn't post a little baby Mayweather on her page, but out of respect for the Mayweathers. And I saw, uh, what's his name? I saw the other grandma clear that up. The other grandma, okay, Grandma Mayweather, if you will. What's her name? Marissa. Is her name Marissa? Melissa? Melissa. Child, don't give me the lie. Marissa Eileen. Child, I don't know. I know I follow the lady. But she don't be posting that much. But shout out to her. I like her. Mayweather mama. Yaya mama. She cool. She seemed like a cool person. But I saw her clear that up. She said they don't stop. She said they don't care about her posting her grandbaby. So, I know somebody said that she probably don't post him because of NBA young boy. They said like she seemingly does whatever he says, and I don't know how true that is, child. I'm just telling y'all what I heard, okay? Yeah, word on the card, but anyway, she could do like Sharonda. Sharonda mind her business. She let them 5011 baby mama say whatever they gonna say on the internet. Man, y'all be lost in the sauce. I'm going to talk about whatever I want to talk about over here, okay? Shout out to that. And shout out to your comment, too. I ain't mad at it. Yeah, what about it? What about her selling out Detroit? That's good. Let her keep doing it. More power to her and more power to the people. Amen. Hey, baby, you want what, bud? What you want from me? Mm, mm, mm. Good job, bye. What else is going on? Because I didn't say nothing about Clarissa. I ain't saying nothing about Clarissa tonight besides I didn't necessarily agree with her critique on that fight. It just is what it is. Clarissa in another fight right now. She in another kind of fight. Child, look. But shout out to her. She trying to figure it out, I see. She's starting to figure it out, I see. Girl, go get quiet. Get quiet. Get cute. Ain't nobody got time for all of that. Yeah, child, what I look like? What she look like? Going back and forth. Going back and forth with 50 Cent like a tennis match. Girl, go head on. For real. Mm-mm. That ain't gonna be no good look. Cause like, it ain't gonna be no easy win with 50 Cent. It ain't. No, I ain't saying people should run and be scared and tuck their tail and all of that. No, that ain't what I'm saying. But I would say like choose your battles wisely. Like, you know? Like y'all, if y'all notice, y'all could say what y'all wanna say, but I don't know. It's been quiet, and I'm gonna tell y'all like this: something is coming. Yeah, just like some McDonald's tea, you know it's brewing. Baby, you know it's brewing. Mm-hmm. So shout out to that. It just is what it is. Like, I ain't got nothing to say. I'm just looking. That's it. That's it. That's all I could do. I could just look. I could tell you what I think my opinion is, and like, yeah, go from there, child. We gonna go from there. But as far as Calissa goes, Calissa gotta learn when to hold and when to fold. Mm, mm. Truth is, AKA, shut the F up. Child, it just is. I mean, she just do. Shit, she just do. It was just like I've been telling y'all. Right. Just like I've been telling y'all. There are consequences to your words. You can't. People think they could just say what they want to say, how they want to say, when they want to say it. You can't do that. You can't. And it seems like that's what Carlissa be doing. She gotta learn when to hold and when to fold. She gotta learn when to chill. And I would say her kids need to tell her, but I'm sure her kids didn't told her. Y'all hold on. And I could hear Carlissa now. You know what? She need to, and I'm talking about she need to take a page. She can tear a page out of her daughter book too. Sure, her daughter don't say nothing. And I bet you Carlissa be like, Callie just because no, Callie just because Callie got some damn sense. That's the way I see it. Kelly got some damn sense. Carlissa, what's wrong with you? Lord, I need Carlissa to get it together, and stay out them folks' business. Stay business. Stay the about their business. You know what, Carlissa? Y'all know what? Carlissa need a fenster. Hmm We can fix all of this with a fencer, lady. So, Carlissa need to. Like, remember when Clarissa called in that show, and that man was like, well, they tried to ask Clarissa about it in the interview. She said, and so what if I did? He said, whatever he said. She was like, oh, okay. Like, Clarissa is crazy. That shit was funny. Here I was talking about, I think, what I say, and I did. I tried to give her the benefit of the doubt. I said, I think she was trying to see if they was gonna know it was her. Like trolling. But when she gave me the response she did, I was like, oh, okay. Well, maybe she really did get caught, calling in a show, talking about herself, child. Either way it go, though, Carlissa, she need a fenster. She need a fenster account, or she stay her butt off online. Meddling in them kids' business. That's why she on the outs. That's exactly why she on the outs when she can be in. Yeah, now truth is, hit the like button. She could be in, but she on the outs. Cause she don't know how to, it is what it is. She don't know how to really, if I'm being real, she really don't, she don't know how to conduct herself. Shit. It just is what it is. Yeah, nah, she got to put her little hat on, that the people that drive the train, yeah, nah, she got to, yeah, she got to run all of that. And she need to be responsible. She too, man, Carlissa is a mess. She a mess. I see why now when I say this, I'm talking about outside of the violence. Yeah, nah, I ain't talking about that part. But other than that, I see why and though what's got too disrespectful. But I see why Chrisean do her the way she do her because And when I say that, I mean as far as like just don't fool her. She alive. She alive, y'all. But anyway, it's your girl Shay Renee Pooper Stars, and I'm about to dip. Yes, let's dip, baby. Dip, come on. Yes, baby, come on. Cotton candy. Y'all remember that? The Tootsie Roll song. I used to like that song. And you know what, y'all? Speaking of boxing, uh, remember I told you I haven't seen Money Mayweather, daddy. No, truth is I hadn't seen him for a while, and I was like, you know, he must be you know, probably sick or something, because y'all know he gonna be out and about. And yeah, I think it was his birthday. Yeah, it was his birthday. So shout out to him and happy birthday again. I got him a happy birthday, and Mayweather posted him, and it was good to see him. He looked good. He looked nice. He looked healthy, but you can tell that something's going on with him. He aging. I think he got dementia or Alzheimer's or something like that. And you can kind of tell. So shout out to him. May he enjoy life, the rest of his days. Um, and be a blessing, you know, upon his family still. Because, like, yeah, my brother seemed happy to see him and in good spirits and stuff like that. But yeah, you can just tell that he different. So yeah. But I was happy to see him because y'all know I had just brought him up. I was like, I wonder where he at and how he doing and stuff. And, something just told me, so prayers for him and his family. But yeah, that's what he been. You can tell I don't know why I keep saying you can tell, but you can. Um from my experience, he he's aging. He's aging and he probably won't be nowhere in public anymore. From what I had saw. But yeah, so that's that. So I'm finna lay down. Oh, I'm definitely finna lay down for a little bit, y'all. Um, yeah, and for everybody who came through, shout out to y'all. If you left a nasty comment, shout out to you. Yeah, cause something wrong with you. It just is what it is. Something wrong with you. Yeah, I know. And prayers. Cause just like a mechanic, God can fix that. Amen. Um, yeah, no, truth is. Um, so yeah. And shout out to everybody who came through. And if you left a good comment, shout out to you. Um, God bless you. Amen. Um, then I hope he sprinkles in a little extra goodness on your day. But anyway, y'all, it's your girl Shay Renee. I saw, I conquered. I had a funky good time. Period. And that's why I keep coming back. So y'all make sure y'all come back too. Hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see y'all on my next video. Bye y'all. I'm out.